Good afternoon, Your Highness. He looks really warm and snug up there, and honestly that kind of fits the vibe of today. We've been having really cold winds all day. Like, I was freezing coming back, jumped into the shower and like put on the biggest sweater I could find. It's time to wake up, sleepyhead. We're about to find out if you've really unleashed atrocities upon the world. Seriously though. See? A lot better already. Anyway, this is Amelia, aka Spaced Out Puffin, and we are here for another study session. This time looking further into Episode 5 of Heaven Official's Blessing. Holy shit, what an episode. And while I do not feel ready for a repeat whatsoever, yeah, it's been a couple of days since I released my reaction to that one, and I am still... Did you know that rowing actually increases leg strength as well as arm strength? Denial is such a long river. Holy shit. Anyhow, the thing about episode 5 is that it's, as what many of you have already kind of told me, the turning point of the season. Like Luan told me, it's off with the training wheels now. Yeah, the last half of episode 5 was just really asking me to be a big girl and face the music. The music in the show is really good, by the way. Reminds me that I should probably go back and look over those season 1 songs. Like, I remember there was one that someone told me I should probably not read into before after I finished season 2 episode 5. Well, guess what? God grant me strength. Yeah, episode 5 so far has been one of the most demanding episodes of this season. Only next to episode 1, I think. What even was episode 5? I guess if I have any criticism towards that episode, it's that it really shows that this show is not for casual viewers. You need to be on top of things, or you need to already know the story in order to keep up with the pace of that. Like, just saying, I don't think your average viewer is watching this show the way I'm watching this show. But then again, I think the average viewer of this show is already a fan of the story. Which is fine, honestly, but that does come with the criticism of it's gonna be hard to hook other people into it. Like, this is a story that must really gain from being told in a novel format where a reader can consume it at a slower pace. Because that was a quick-paced episode, holy shit. And I'm looking forward to coming in with my new thoughts and watching it all again, knowing what's gonna happen, and see if I won't pick up on other things this time around. And also, of course, I'll be enjoying the Mandarin voices. Now, if I remember correctly, another thing that happened between filming episode 5 and now is that I crossed 1,000 subscribers. Which again is insane, considering how 1,000 people who, for all intents and purposes, love or enjoy TGCF follow this series. I think that's insane. I keep saying it too, I must sound like a broken record, oh my gosh. But I really am super excited that you're here. And I know not everyone watches these study sessions, but for those of you who do, I'm especially grateful that you're keeping up even with this extra kind of content. Like, again, most of what I say here will either be refined and put into the next reaction video, but you know, it's still like just a little glimpse of what I do behind the scenes, and I know some of you appreciate it. Another thing that is happening because of the 1,000 subscriber milestone is that due to overwhelming demand, suggestions, agreement, I will be reading the prologue of TGCF. I haven't done it yet. I thought it would be nice to do it in between this video and filming for episode 6. Because that way, like, these events will be fresher in my mind. And I've heard that getting a little bit of that context that the prologue gives that we are not really given in the show might help my perspective, especially on the whole Xie and Yongan thing. Like, Yongan has been mentioned as a kingdom from about the middle of season 1, but apparently this kingdom is already name dropped in the prologue of the story. So I wonder if I read the novel first, if I would have had a whole different sort of perspective on Yongan as a kingdom. So anyway, study session for episode 5, reading the prologue, reacting to episode 6. This way, if I do get some new perspectives from reading the prologue, you'll be able to see them in the reaction video. And who knows, maybe some of the thoughts I'm giving you here today are going to change in between. So yeah, again, like, because these are really low effort study session videos, I haven't planned anything that I need to tell you or anything. We're just gonna take it as we go. Blank page, no notes, let's roll. After tea break. Getting to revisit this part of the episode feels like such a calm before the storm, now knowing what's going to happen. Oh, Xie Lian, you had to let go of him? You should have rolled all the way. I love all the like tiny movements that they give the characters to show their expressions. It makes me feel everything is important to pay attention to even when it isn't, but the little breath, the little eye twitch. Gosh, I miss you already, Hua-chang. I can't believe that we finally got to see Function enriching again. I've actually really missed our junior officials, so... yeah, here we go. Okay, so now we're like at this part of the opening, and I realized looking back that this is probably reflecting the armory scene. You can't really tell if there are weapons in this room, you just see like a lot of lines, but it's definitely about the burning, right? I can't remember exactly what lyric plays over this part, but I wonder if it is significant to why they have Hua-chang kind of mouthing something here. Because he didn't do that in the actual episode, like we don't see him actually communicating anything after the fire has started. So I kind of want to go back and figure out what the lyric is at this exact spot. And now seeing all these things happening in the opening has me like trying to pay more attention to other things happening in the opening to see if maybe these are actually trying to show us some things that will be happening. Like we still haven't confirmed anything about that wild looking mask that keeps changing shapes. Like actually maybe that's supposed to be like multiple people now that I'm thinking about it. There's also the scene just before this one. Right, so you have Hua-chang going to meet Xie Lian wherever this might be. Like this is a whole new area. And it's like they're standing at this very lush part of the area, looking into like an area that looks less lush, more jagged and more dangerous. Like I'm wondering if this is a symbol of like the path that we still have to walk. Like Xie Lian is uncovering some very interesting things in the story, and it seems like the path forward is pretty dangerous. Like who knows what's hiding in these jaggedy peaks and valleys ahead. But again, referring to the lyrics here, and the whole point of this being that Hua-chang is following along with him. Like he won't be going alone. Then in the next few seconds, we get these frames of Hua-chang's hand reaching out. We know it's Hua-chang's hand because the thread, which I think is really cool, like a way of showing that this is Hua-chang. You can only see a hand, but this is Hua-chang reaching out. It's like his name tag is written on the hands. So we've got this darkness and you've got this hand reaching out, not grabbing really, but kind of like, you know, showing that, hey, this hand is for you to take if that's what you want. And then we're going into the armory burning scene and the mouthing of the words. So it's an offering, I feel. Like there's this offer of help or this confession of, I will be here if you need it. Let's move on.
抱歉，三郎，容我解释一下。
我在等。
等等，反了吧？应该是他给你解释才对吧？此次神官失踪之事与他脱不了干系。但我们先心平气和。
帝师？什么帝师？你是说风师身上背的那个？不过是我手下一个不成器的下属吧。
Yeah, this whole scene really bothers me because I feel, again, like the information we're getting is contradictory. Like, I'm gonna watch on and just like try to structure my thoughts around this. It just bothers me.
那不知你们上天庭尊贵的神官，又为何隐瞒身份到我这儿？屈尊做一名鬼使，如果那位真是帝师，可当真是好耐性。这10年里，我虽偶尔觉得不对劲，但也没有确凿的证据。若不是半月关撞上他和风师同行，我还真没有十足的把握。
So, what Sandong is saying into the room right now is that Earthmaster is his subordinate. That if this is indeed the Earthmaster, he has managed to hide his identity and sneak into his employ over an act that's lasted 10 years. And the only reason why Hua Cheng has managed to catch him is because he recognized him when he saw him with Windmaster. But this is what bothers me. Not only was Earthmaster in disguise, but they seem to recognize each other instantly. So I certainly do believe that they know each other. So yeah, Hua Cheng recognized Earthmaster in Banyue. We have like animation evidence of that. We saw that. But if Hua Cheng didn't know who they were before that, how does Hua Cheng know that his subordinate, who he just met at Banyue Pass, is the Earthmaster?
这10年里，我虽偶尔觉得不对劲，但也没有确凿
I
的证据。
occasionally felt like something was amiss, but didn't have
若不是
solid
半月关
evidence.
撞上他和风师同行，
原来如此，半月关一行，帝师虽受风师怂恿画了女像，但还是被三郎一眼识破，并将身份锁定在了上天庭的武士之一。
但那黑衣服的的确是个厉害人物。
想来三郎当初不告而别，恐怕正是急着回去找他算账吧。天界神官不好好在上天庭办事，却跑来鬼界卧底数10年，也真是丑了一桩。
So Earthmaster has been undercover for 10 years. We already know that they have been described as elusive by the Emperor, so it does make sense. So has Earthmaster been on like a mission from the Emperor? Is that why he decided to do these things? And like, if that is so, the Emperor wouldn't be able to admit that. Like when he was given this mission to Xie Lian. So what Xie Lian is saying is that if that's true, then yes, Sanlang has reason to be pissed. Because Heaven has been in his house for years and years trying to gather information. We don't know what Earthmaster did yet. The translation here used Ghost Messenger. Are these wounds all from Hua Cheng? We have seen the Waning Moon officer go down into the dungeon as well. Like maybe this is one of his other jobs aside from stalking Xie Lian and looking for children on the street. The Crimson Rainsort Flowers, head chief of torturing. Who knows? Either way, this is the impression that Xie Lian has right now. But I can't help but think that we're missing a lot of information here. Like for one, if Earthmaster knew he was caught, and he is great at teleportation. Like he was hanging out with Windmaster. He went up and away with Windmaster. Why would they part ways? Why would he willingly go meet a ghost king that most people in Heaven fears, knowing he's been caught red-handed? Like, I mean, he could be dumb. He could have had this dumb thought of, I'm gonna go and try and salvage this situation. But honestly, this makes me think that this is not just about a spy mission. Like, it really makes me think that there is something personal going on as well. Like, if this was just for the sake of a spy mission, if I were Earthmaster, I would go back to the Emperor. Let's say if the Emperor is the one who has me hired to do this. Again, just another theory. But I would go back and say that, shit, I got caught. Crimson Rainsort Flower was somewhere I did not expect him to be. Okay, trying to look away from that theory that he's on a spy mission for the Emperor. He still went undercover for a reason. Why? What are you trying to achieve? As a side thing, Earthmaster's thing is teleportation. You don't reckon that Earthmaster actually helped Hua Chang develop his teleportation room technique? Maybe he was even the one who built it, which makes it super ironic because he got locked in it. Hua Chang has a sense of humor. A very morbid one, but a sense of humor nonetheless. Let's keep moving and just keep this all in mind.
但是三郎，还望你今日能网开一面。
殿下，有些事你还是不要牵扯太多为好。
So, what is Sanlang warning him about? There are some things you shouldn't get involved with. I can see that not knowing Hua Chang and what his motivation is, which we already have discovered on this channel, not knowing that, this is one of those scenes where you're like, what are you up to? What is this thing you've done that you don't want Xie Lian to know about? But in this phrasing, there are some things you shouldn't get involved with. He is trying to protect Xie Lian, I'm not sure from what. Probably from some grey heaven shenanigans, right? We'll see. Either way, we see Ming Yi kind of like shaking his hand a little bit, and then Windmaster loses his cool. Decides that the next thing that we should do is just get out of here.
你有善，巧得很。我这儿也有。
Gosh, I love the English line for that one. The butterflies on them. I love the details. Here he comes.
千秋，这次来的正好。
Your timing is perfect this time.
天界神官竟然这般穷酸，见了黄金便不肯撒手。
Ah. I really like this line. I really think it's very targeted. The esteemed heavenly officials of the heavenly realm are really desperate, unwilling to let go of even a piece of gold. This statement actually gets reflected a little bit in the next part of the episode when they get to the heavenly realm, and Windmaster calls upon other heaven officials by offering them gold. Well, merits. Yeah, they pay with merits credits, which is like spiritual gold. I mean, it's gold made into god things, god currency. And like offerings from mortals would become merit credits for the gods, so getting real gold probably adds to those credits. Like an offering of gold is probably worth more than an offering of incense or something. But yeah, Hua Chang calls out the greediness of the heaven officials, and we actually do see an example of it later in the same episode. Furthermore, this could also be directly directed at Lang Qianqiu, who is from the Yongan kingdom, because as we see later on, the kingdom of Shandle had apparently very lavish tastes, and they were the ones who invented the whole gilded banquet thing. However, after Shandle was overthrown and Yongan became the new kingdom, they adopted this tradition. So this could be a direct quip also at the kingdom of Yongan and at Lang Qianqiu as a prince of Yongan. Amen. Okay, so in the English version, Xie Lian says he's going to get himself killed, and that's why he's gonna step in here. In this version, he just says, according to the subs, that if he strikes with his sword, ... So is Hua Chang going for the kill? Maybe, maybe not, but at least he is going for ending this fight. Utter destruction. Lang Qianqiu is charging straight ahead, probably a little bit angry even, and he's about to use that to his full advantage. But is it with killing intent? Dunno. Like, I just find it hard to believe that he would go ahead and kill this kid right in front of Xie Lian. Especially when I think even Hua Chang knows that that's not what Xie Lian would have wanted. Yeah, this is just a little bit more ambiguous than he's gonna get himself killed.
上行。不好，要追上来了！好了好了，不闪了不闪了！太子殿下，你放开我！你这手劲儿也太大了吧！
That scene still my heart. Xie Lian says he just wanted to start a small fire. That was not his plan.
这哪里是赔不赔钱的问题？哎，放心，多少我都赔，怕什么都不怕没钱。没事，一点小伤，上去就好。
Oh, Arming.
啊，千秋，他是要给血雨昙花斩成几节了？请问有哪位仙僚在？麻烦赶紧到神武殿来，有一位神官受伤了。啊，不是2位神官，10万功德，事态紧急啊！快来人！
I wonder if the order of how he says things in the English version was a bit different. If not, ignore this, but I still wanted to point out that the first things that we're hearing is that we need someone to come to the Hall of Shanwu. Shanwu, that was it, right? We need someone to come here. I have 2 injured officials. The thing about the merit credits only comes after. I think that's important because Mu Qing and Fang Xin are the first ones to show up. And I think this works as additional evidence that they showed up after they heard someone was injured. Again, I don't think that they knew that Xie Lian was there, in which case they would have shown up like 5 seconds earlier, I guess. But having the officials injured, they both decide to show up. At least for Fang Xin, as far as we know him, he seems like the kind of person who would do it. Maybe Mu Qing as well. Like, there's a reason why he made it to where he is. Like, he cares more than he lets on. But also, they both know that Xie Lian is now back. And if someone is injured, there's always a chance that it could be Xie Lian. So yeah, they could have been the kind of people who would show up first anyway, if something was going on. Especially now that they are worried about Xie Lian all the time, and they also know that Crimson Rainsword Flower is around and about and hangs around Xie Lian. Like, I can imagine that news like this would at least want them to come and check it out. And then a bunch of other people show up a little after, because they only came after the mention of merit credits happened. Like, they probably hesitated in coming because they have more important things to do. But then Windmaster went ahead and offered the credits, and they went like, oh yeah, you know what, I could use 10,000 merit credits actually. Suddenly what they're doing isn't that important anymore. Let's watch on.
好好说话，大家听到自然会来的。散功德可比好好说话快100。
Distributing merits is 100 times faster than speaking nicely. Well, Windmaster definitely knows how the Heavenly Court works better than Xie Lian. This is definitely the most efficient way to go about these things. But points in Xie Lian's favor in that the 2 first people to show up are the people who had similar upbringings to him. As in, they grew up together and were probably taught some similar things. You know, as similar as Crown Prince and servants get to be. But yeah, I don't think it's a coincidence that it's Fang Xin and Mu Qing that shows up first.
你右手怎么了？
Immediately.
受伤又如何？上天庭这么多神官，哪次出巡不挂彩的？受伤的这位，便是帝师大人了。
Also wanted to point this out since I did last time. Mu Qing is the person who goes ahead and helps Earthmaster first.
这没什么，放着自己就会好的。
之后小心些。
多谢。
太华殿下是不是也有哪里受伤了？
应该没有吧？我看看。
唉。
太华殿下，你这是做什么？
太华殿国师，分明亲手杀的你。 亲手将你封入3重关口，镇压入土。国师，你当真是神通广大呀！
什么国师？岂不是六道双生之一的方心国师？
啊，这不会吧？仙乐太子怎么会去做永安国的国师啊？
等会儿，我怎么越听越糊涂了？
Ling Wen! Yeah, we don't have exposition Sanlang with us this time around, so this season we have to rely on Ling Wen.
其实本是永安国太子郎千秋的救命恩人和授业恩师。
He was the savior and mentor. Gosh, I'm still not over how smug Pei Ming looks in the back.
直到现在，我才终于知道你为什么要那么做了。
I finally understand why you did what you did, in the sense of the same thing that the crowd is gossiping about. Lang Qianqiu, like them, do believe that Xie Lian massacred his family. Xie Lian? Not Xie Lian, not Xie Lian, Function. Function. Sometimes sacrifices must be made. So anyway, they believe that Xie Lian being Function makes sense because Xie Lian is the prince of Shanle. Fuck. And because Shanle's royal family perished in, well, Yongan taking over, it makes complete sense to them that the crown prince would go and get his revenge. And thus we are at a crossroads. Did Xie Lian a few hundred years ago decide to have a villain arc? Like, is that what we're looking at? Are we looking at a villain arc? Or, which I think is more true to the way TGCF is telling its story, are we missing some key pieces of information here? I think the latter. What are we missing though? What is really the reason why he did what he did?
但灭了仙乐国的又不是郎千秋那一代，他这怒气也撒得太没道理。
Like, this is generations apart.
天生是个傻的，想不到原来。
God, I hate this woman in particular.
厉害，厉害。
When Huachang storms heaven, I want her to go first. Oh, what was that? Why am I so petty? Here he is. Heavenly Father, thou who art in heaven.
无大碍，先将第10代下去。
Just a glance. Well, Muqing did help out. Just a second here to kind of like mention that ever since Xie Lian got the injury, Windmaster has seen it, touched it, realized that he was badly hurt. Feng Xin came up to him, saw it, realized that he was badly hurt. And Xie Lian has, each and every time, refused their help. Mr. Emperor shows up. Xie Lian doesn't even look at him. Like, it seems Xie Lian didn't even turn around to greet him, did he? Fucking hell, Xie Lian. Like, at least we don't see it in the wide shot. So Xie Lian stood there, head bowed, doesn't even exchange like any greetings or even glance at the Emperor. But Zhanu goes, "Oh, my favorite child is hurt," and proceeds to put him back together again. Like, he doesn't even say anything, he just does it. And there's no like thank you or anything either. Like, the favoritism is blatant. But also, the entitlement? Like, he's not asking if Xie Lian would like him to relieve him of some of that. Ouch. He just does it. Kind of like he's come here and he sees this mess. Again, related to Xie Lian. And he's like, no, that's not how it's supposed to be. I decide that it's supposed to be this. Do you get what I'm trying to say? What am I trying to say? I'm trying to say that it's giving me the... Like, it's a nice gesture, I think, but the way you went about that is a bit... Like, this guy is definitely someone who's used to being in control and having control over things. And that control naturally extends to his children, and especially his favorite son. And Xie Lian lets it happen. Why? I don't know, but he's also like defended Zhongwu in his mind, like earlier in episode 4 when Windmaster makes a remark about him. Like, their relationship is complicated, but I think that Xie Lian has a certain amount of respect for him. And I think that this respect is going to be challenged the more we learn about heaven. And again, I really do think the Emperor is a part of like the grace of heaven. Like, not everything is great up here. So we'll see where this goes.
太华做什么扯着仙乐不松手？仙乐又是为什么低着头？
帝君，此人数百年前化名方心，杀我亲族，祸我国家，我要与他决战，请帝君今日做个见证。
太华，你认定仙乐就是方心，有何依据？
我曾被一伙贼人所欺。
Let's analyze that flashback a little bit. When Xie Lian first appears here, we see him wearing this mask. This mask looks like it might be kind of like a festival mask or something. Like, it's painted, it's got like something on its forehead. And I guess my point is, it doesn't match anything else that he is wearing. It's not dirty or anything, and it's certainly not well used. Which is why I think that there's no way or very little chance that this was planned. I really think that he's just randomly picked up these two branches because he saw something was happening, and he put on this mask. Maybe from a stall nearby, maybe something like that, maybe he picked it off of someone. It just seems that it's very misplaced. I don't know why he already has the need to hide his identity. Like, there could be several reasons. We know that Xie Lian was walking around being a scrap collector beggar in like several towns and cities. He is obviously in the capital of Yongan right now. So maybe he's hiding his identity just to avoid getting into trouble, like something really banal like that. Like, it just seems really, this is a coincidence. It's not planned. He was not trying to get into the employ of the royal family. That's the vibes I'm getting from this. And like, he just immediately deflects. He doesn't end the fight. He deflects both the soldier and the bandit, and takes Prince Taihua with him to deliver him back to his family. Like, even in this scene, like, Xie Lian is walking away, he's not there. Like, the child is safe, he's where he's supposed to be, he's leaving. Qianqiu is the one who's pointing his way, and I'm guessing, like, explaining that he's the one who saved me, this is what happened, oh my gosh, he has skills with the sword, I want him to teach me. Like, that's what I imagine would have happened following this. As for why Xie Lian would say yes, yeah, this is where we're getting into the villain arc versus we have some key pieces of information missing. But aside from the wider plot that I'm guessing we'll get to see eventually, like, I have a couple of theories already. My first one being stable employment opportunity, hello! Like, boy's been living on the streets for hundreds of years, I think. I mean, this might just be one of the many things that he's been walking around doing. I'd love a job where I could eat well for a little bit. So that's one thing. Another thing is, this is Yongan, the kingdom that took over after Shanda. Here we have a young crown prince growing up in this very prosperous kingdom that has everything going for it, much like Shanle. They have so much gold and oh my, it glitters. Maybe, and again, I kind of already said this in episode 1, the vibe I got from Xie Lian with Taihua was one of someone who cares. I think Xie Lian cared deeply for Taihua, for Lang Tencho. That's why we see him interacting with him in episode 1 the way he does when he wakes him up after the meeting. It's like, you can't tell me that whatever happened in Yongan was done to deliberately hurt and to deliberately cause pain for Lang Tencho. Like, if it was, I don't think Xie Lian would have met him or looked at him the same way as we see in episode 1. So yeah, I really think that maybe Xie Lian decided to say yes to be the mentor of the prince because he wanted to help the young Prince Qianqiu become the best he could be. To really just be his teacher. Like again, maybe he saw Qianqiu and saw a little bit of himself from back then. Gosh, I've literally just written my entire next episode discussion in this thing, but there's still more in this episode that I want to look at. Among others, the flashback frames. Oh my god. Let's get to those quickly now. That was literally the first response that we're getting out of Xie Lian. The moment Qianqiu hurts himself, that's when he reacts. Again, because I think that having been his mentor, his teacher, like an adult person in his life who meant a lot to him, I think Xie Lian also had developed that instinct of, I've got to protect this kid. Fuck, I hate everything. Never to kill with a sword again. I'm sorry, one more time. He is seriously so gorgeous. Okay. If this is function, I'll allow it. You can be function, Xie Lian. You can be function. Because, oh my god, the drip. Literally dripping red pearly jewelry from his hair, from his mask, from everything. Fuck. Does Hua Cheng know about this? I repeat, does Hua Cheng know about this? Does he know that there was a Xie Lian walking around the world looking like this? Hua Cheng, we know about the armory, but have you considered a wardrobe? I think you should get working on a wardrobe. I think you should take some inspiration from whatever's going on here. He's even got the fucking butterfly details. Oh my god. Like the hair clip, it looks like a butterfly from behind. I'm not sure if that's like a description from the book or whatever, but that was the first thing I saw. The fucking butterfly. The mask also has this sort of butterfly effect. Just saying. Oh my god, Wow. Wow.
我看这中间怕是有什么误会。既然那方心国师一直戴着面具，说不定是谁冒充他害人。帝君，您说呢？
仙乐，
是。
Qianqiu trying to stand up for him,
你认不认？
but then
是。
血洗流金宴的方心国师，究竟是不是你？
不错，是我。
Good lord, what else do you want me to say? In fact, I'm not gonna say anything else. I spoke way too much already. Almost hoping now for the prologue to give me some extra stuff to chew on so that the next episode discussion won't be exactly the same as what I just did here. Yeah, I've already been having a lot of thoughts, and watching the episode again definitely gave me even more of them. We have a few mysteries to resolve. Now I'm really looking forward to finding out what's gonna happen with this whole Xie Lian Taihua thing, because depending on what happens next, we might go into like a refugee plot. Like we might actually want to get away from heaven, while maybe trying to either prove our innocence or trying to figure out what actually happened. Like the missing pieces of information needs to come out somehow. And I wonder if the plot is going to keep Hua Cheng away from us for a while because of what happened, and to give kind of this conflict time to grow before bringing Hua Cheng back to us. Because now Xie Lian is alone up in heaven. Yes, he's surrounded by people who do trust him, but who are also learning this information for the first time, and who would then have reason to distrust him, conceivably. Like this very difficult situation, and that distrust leaves Hua Cheng as kind of not, I wouldn't say the only option, but the person you want. The person who wants to help out with this, to come with Xie Lian when he has to do whatever he has to do next. I'm gonna refine those thoughts a little bit before the actual discussion, before the next episode analysis and reaction. This has been Amelia, aka Spaced Out Puffin, and I will see you in the next one.